Well, how are you doing? We're just waiting for the rest to join. We should have one of the Plymouth Argyle fans coming as we get to crack on and talk about the match tomorrow. It's usually not this late, but it's the only time we could get the Plymouth fan on. So how are you guys all doing on this Friday night? long way down to the south coast tomorrow. I suggest a lot of Sunderland fans have already left and went down there already. And I think Davey's going to be joining us tonight. We're on till 11 o'clock, and I think also we are waiting for our special guest. One of the Plymouth fans is coming on. So we're just waiting for that. We're not due to start till 10 o'clock, but we're just getting set up at the present moment. So are we all confident tomorrow that we're going to do well against Plymouth, or do you think it'll be a tricky game, a tricky tie to say the least? Potential banana slip. Who knows? But there's this belief now, isn't there? There's this belief now with the Sunderland team and the fans. This isn't like the old team. The old team where we get rolled over. So if anybody, have you all had a busy week at work, or what have you been doing? Hello Patrick, how are you doing, mate? You alright? Hope you are well. Billy GW, hello Cabby, sorry for the lateness of this time. We're just waiting. Patrick says, I drove down to Southampton to see a mate. Traffic awful. 50-mile-an-hour limit on the motorway. Hope it doesn't affect the supporters tomorrow. I hate these limits. These motorway limits are a pain in the backside, aren't they? They're an absolute headache. Absolute headache. I've got to put up with that all the time in my job. So who's it? Peter Lesbriel. Hello. Evening, guys. Keep up your good work you're doing. Peter from Guernsey. Hello, mate, from Guernsey. Let's see, we're due to start at 10 o'clock. Colin Major, hello mate, you alright? I think Davey's going to join us as well tonight. I told him he's welcome. He might have fallen asleep. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm not working tomorrow. I ain't working tomorrow, so I like me Fridays. I get every weekend off. I've got the boys playing football, my twin boys. They've got a match tomorrow at 10 o'clock, just down the road from where I live. So are you guys all looking forward to the game tomorrow? No more international breaks for a while so we can get thoroughly stuck in. I hate it when there's international breaks because it's like there's now to talk about Ardleys with Sunderland, and it's like, oh, God's sake, you just about get your channel going and you start doing well, and then there's an international break comes along and it just stops the lot. We want controversy, we want things to talk about, chances, saves, and all that carry on, and how bad we were, how good we were, and which player performed and which didn't perform. But when the international break comes on, it's just like tumbleweeds, isn't it? Tumbleweed Central. Tumbleweed Central. Just waiting for the rest to come on. They'll be coming on any minute now. Welcome everybody who's just joined in this morning. Jim Nesbitt. Hello, mate. Hi, Cabbie. You should give us more notice. YouTube nearly missed this. Also, hate international break. Well, yeah, I did put a video up on my YouTube about 7 o'clock tonight. I mean, this was, you see, it's just, I'm trying to get away fans and fans of the other team to come and join us. And sometimes it's just like at the last minute I can get hold of somebody. So it's just one of those things, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, Colin, yeah, you loved the impression of Jimmy Hill. That was mental, wasn't it? Do you know that was at like 2 o'clock in the morning? I was coming back from Edinburgh. I took some up on an Edinburgh run before, and it was just mad. It was a right laugh. I really did enjoy that. Yeah, I know, Billy J. I seen that. It seems the young striker we just bought is out for 12 weeks, and you're thinking like, what the hell? We've just bought a player, and he's out for 12 weeks. It's like we've just got this awful thing where we're just constantly signing injured players all the time. It's like, why? What they're doing? Who is it? Who is it that's injured again? Who is it? Who is it that's out for 12 weeks? I know it's just one of the youngsters we've signed, isn't it? Gary Hoyle, hello mate. Can't wait. It feels like the good factor's finally back, and everyone is buzzing. Yeah, it is. We're all buzzing for tomorrow. Like I'd say, I just hope the sensible Sunderland and they didn't like screw things up tomorrow. And I hope they just do a decent job. I want to see them go for the jugular, pretty much from the off. That's what I would like them to see. Basically, do, to be honest with you. Because the old Sunderland would have just like folded, wouldn't they? And I don't know. I'm just excited to see the lads play again. Oh, Abdul Ali. Yeah, come on, Cabbie. You were suggesting Della Ali a few weeks ago. Yeah, I've just been that busy at work, Jim. Yeah, of course it is. I remember the name now. Um, yeah, no, Abdul Ali. 12 weeks. I know. Hello, Terry Argyle. How you doing, mate? You all right? Billy G reckons manager of the month curse. Yeah, that's just a myth, isn't it? It feels like it, doesn't it? But I'm sure Wayne Rooney will have Plymouth right up for this. Like, I'm sure he will. It's like we'll just have to see where we're at. I'm just waiting for. Well, I'll just carry on. They will come when they are ready, no doubt. So, I mean, I'm predicting, a scoreline. I'm predicting it's going to be something like 1-1. I'm just going by the Sunderland of old, because that's what it is. I'm not used to this winning mentality at the minute. It's usually back to 1-1 sort of carry on, Hello, Davey.
Hello, son.
How are you doing? You all right?
Aye, champion.
Are you well?
Way aye. Yeah. Did you not get on the night?
No, I didn't manage to get on.
Aye. Done that to me on Tuesday night.
I've no idea. Davey, see if you can come onto my server again, yeah?
Oh, fucking other way, man. Who would do that?
You just do what you just did what the last couple of weeks you've done, easy peasy.
I just fucking press out, man. Wait a minute, come out.
Right, okay, good lad. Who have we got here? Dortmund going to smash Plymouth 6 now. Gary Hoyle says no, 3-0. 6 now. God, that's optimistic, isn't it? 6 now. That's optimistic. That mind. I'll take 6 now, mind. Take 6 out. I'm just trying to track out where the Plymouth fan is. He said he was coming on. Maybe he's running a little late. Hello, Davey. Hey, we've got Davey. Davey's live. If you can't be optimistic, then when can you be? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely mongus. Yeah. All right, Dave, I can hear you, mate. Yeah, you're on. Just need your camera on, mate.
Oh, fuck.
I can hear you, hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, you are.
Ah, good lad. Well, we're just waiting for the Plymouth fan coming in. He said he was coming in, so we'll just see if he does turn up or not.
All right.
But it's out of my hands. You just don't know whether they're taking the mick or they're being truthful. But that's the gamble, isn't it, Dave?
That's it. You can only ask people.
He said he's coming on. He's given me his Discord things and everything. We'll soon see what's going on. Are you all right, Dave?
No, what was the result of that match tonight?
I don't know because my score thingy is just taking ages to load up. I believe Sheffield United won because they're sitting third in the table.
Oh, they've won the night.
Let's see what BBC Sport says. Yeah, unbeaten Blades. Oh, they won 2-0 quite convincingly, that as well then.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few people in the chat already. You don't mind coming on, Dave, do you?
Why not?
Spot on. We've got 18 people in the chat already. Your friend Colin Mage is in.
Oh, Colin, lad.
He says he loved my Jimmy Hill impression. I got a taxi run to Edinburgh at the Monday morning. Wait, Monday night 10 o'clock, and by the time I dropped off, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, there was a subject on Radio 5 Live. We've got Tim Vickery, who's the South American correspondent for football and all that, but the subject was commentators, iconic commentators, and I started talking about David Coleman and Jimmy Hill and the commentators and some of the lines they were saying for the '73 FA Cup final win. And I did a hilarious Jimmy Hill impression, and they were absolutely peeing themselves laughing. Like that was quite funny. But yeah, Total Sport. The I rang at like 2 minutes past 6 today, and because they know your name, didn't they? And they go, "I need bother." I'm not bothered, Davey. I mean, they get held up, don't they? If there's only so many thingies on.
Who's that lad coming, I think?
Jack, yeah, we're just waiting for you. He's going to put his camera on. Here he is. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Not too bad. Just watched the whole game against Sheffield United. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How did Sheffield United look?
For me, it more that Hull looked dreadful. They comfortably won 2-0. That's what I thought personally. And in a way, I kind of hope they do well because they got our former keeper in is their number one now, Michael Cooper. So I kind of hope they do well now, to be honest, because of that.
Yeah. So, welcome along to the MACKEM, CABBIE and Davey show, mate. Anyway, do you want to introduce yourself?
Of course, yeah. Then guys, my name's Jack. My channel on YouTube is called The Cordish Janner. Argyle fan. Mum's from Argyle. I'm a Cordish boy through and through. So they're my local professional club, regardless. I'm a Penzance boy, so it's just a beauty to be from down here. So that's that, really.
Fantastic.
You go to the games?
It's like, when did I first get into football? It was like 2005, around that area. Back when we were in the championship when I was a kid. So it feels great to be back now. So now it just depends on how this season goes.
Davey was asking. I don't know if you can hear you, Davey. Do you want to ask the question again, Davey?
Do you go to the matches?
Yeah.
Good.
Next week away, I'll be there.
Yeah, it just says Plymouth lad's quiet. I've just turned his volume up, so that should be a lot better.
Honestly, I love the games because it's not just because they're football games and all that, and watching the team and all that. I just love my travelling. So, like, for example, like last season when I went to you guys in February, I left at like 2-3 in the morning with my good mate Nigel, and people were asking me like on messages and everything, going, why the hell are you leaving this early? I was like, it's the beauty of supporting the Greens. That's why I love my travelling. Yeah. And it was a new ground for me to tick off as well, Sunderland, so I had to do it.
Yeah, of course, you guys have got a not a bad record. So people saying they still can't hear. You should be able to hear okay. Just you might just have to do a bit of catching up. Okay. I'll just adjust your volume, but yeah, you're definitely on. You're not muted or anything. You should be able to hear.
It doesn't say on my Discord here that I'm muted, so I would have thought it'd be alright. I've just turned my light, so you might get better lighting on my camera and all that. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the game, guys. I know we're not in the greatest of form at the moment, but like throughout my lifetime, like Sunderland's one of the biggest clubs that like we've constantly faced over the years in both the Championship and League One. So it's always like a very fascinating fixture for me to watch, basically, and it's the EFL's furthest fixture, so there's always that fact about it as well. So kind of gets me a bit more interested with it, really.
Fantastic.
As well. One side of the corner to the other, really.
Yeah. Sorry about the volume. That was my fault. My main master. Yeah. I've turned. Have
you seen any? Have you seen anything of Sunderland games this season?
I think you're doing very well at the moment. You're doing very well, but it would be the most championship result if we somehow end up getting a win tomorrow and it's your first defeat of the season. But I don't know what it's going to be. I can't lie, I'm not that confident. I've gone 3-1 Sunderland for tomorrow, but that's just me hoping that I'm proved wrong by the boys and Rooney. So we'll see what happens, really. But no, you've had a good start to the season. Obviously, it's nowhere near decided yet on 4 games. It's still really early days, of course. It's like early days all the way to like December. Like you can't judge the league on how everyone's doing like after 4 games and all that. But obviously, from what I've seen so far, you're looking very good. So we'll be interested.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing tomorrow?
I think it's good. I think it'll be a tricky game tomorrow. I mean, if there's no such thing as an easy game in the Championship, we keep saying this all the time, you know. And I'm sure Wayne Rooney will have your boys hyped up for this. I mean, he's got the experience. Don't get me wrong with that. I know he's not got a good record of manager, but he's got the experience in sort of biggish games and stuff. Oh, you can only see half the face. It's like 2 seconds. I'll sort that out, mate. Hold on. Oh yeah. Sorry. There we go. I'm just putting the thingy about. Thanks, guys, in the chat for letting us know there. So there we go. You should be able to see them all properly now.
Are you boys going to Home Park tomorrow?
No, we aren't going tomorrow on that. Like, but I'll be doing like a stream watch along.
Watch along. Oh, fair enough.
Like a thingy in that, like So Davey gans to the home games and that, didn't you, Dave?
Yeah. I'll be watching it on the telly though. I'll get all the live games.
Oh yeah.
So what would you say your aim is this season? Where would you like to finish, Plymouth wise?
So at the end of last season, when we stayed up on the last day against Hull, I wanted us to do better than where we finished last season. I still personally think we would have finished higher last season if it wasn't for our former man. We would have finished higher if it wasn't for Shuey departing. But after that game against Hull, I wanted to go on the mentality that now that we've had a season back in the Championship and we've stayed up no problem at the end, obviously avoided the bottom 3 all season, of course, and I know there were times where we didn't make it easy for ourselves in games, like when Ian Foster's reign came to an end, obviously, in that March-April period. But after that game against Hull, I just said to myself, when we finished 21st, I said to myself going, right, now that we've had a season here, I want us to do better now. I don't care about the top half. I don't care about playoffs. I'm happy with a mid-table finish or a mid-table bottom half finish. And just this club to, if possible, go on small steps in this league to eventually get up to that top half of the Championship, if that makes sense. Like, honestly, I couldn't care less on how many seasons it took Argyle to get to the Premier League one day, because we've never been in the top flight, and we're the biggest. I'm pretty sure we are the biggest club in the whole country to never reach the top flight. So, and Plymouth's the biggest city in the country to never host Premier League football. So it's something obviously us fans want to see one day, especially when we've seen other clubs around our sides get there, like Wigan, Brentford, Luton. They've all done it before. Bournemouth, Brighton, obviously right now. Blackpool's done it before. And honestly, because we're so used to being in one of the Championship or League One, I love the Championship as it is with all the great home games and away games. I'm honestly not bothered how long it takes this club, years-wise, to eventually get to the top flight. Like, even if it took us like 17, 18 years in a row and then we get there, I take it. So as long as we avoid that bottom 3, that's all I care about. If we finish this season with a number that ends with a 1 and not with a 2, I'm happy. I'm very happy. So that's all I can say, really. Like, even if we finish 19th this season, I'd say major improvement to like with that bring on next season. So just one of those, really.
Fantastic fans as well down there. They're not often make a noise. And you take, I mean, you know, you got a good following as well. You take a good following away and that. I mean, last time in the Championship last season, you were top of the Championship. At the start, is that right?
it was like for 1-2 games, and then we just plummeted down after that. The minute we lost to Southampton, it went like that straight away. But it was fun while it lasted. I do agree. It was fun while it lasted.
I mean, we're not getting carried away. I mean, look, we're all bragging and saying, "Oh, we're top of the league and this and that and the other and that." Right,
I
Davey?
am.
You know, Davy's bragging.
I'm
My
getting
gosh,
carried away.
Davy's getting carried away, isn't he?
It's good to be like happy and confident and obviously brag about being top of the league for the time being, because you don't know when it's going to end. Obviously, it just shows that the season doesn't end after 4 games.
Look,
so it's got a very long way to go.
Look, this I said before. It's like the Grand National Racing, and the big boys, the big horses, the favourites, whatever. They hold back until the last few fences, and well aware that the fact that the Championship, there's a lot of clubs, you know, it'll be breathing down our necks even now. I mean, look, Sheffield United, they're going to be there without a shadow of a doubt.
They're looking good. They're looking good, to be fair.
They are, and I still think Burnley. I still think Burnley would be up there. Look, there's going to be at least.
It just shows how much I rated that win you guys had over Burnley. I thought that was a cracking result for you lot.
Yeah, well, they're whinging. They're saying the only reason we beat Burnley was because they had loads of injuries and stuff. They weren't happy.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, injuries is part of football, and you're going to have to accept that. So it just goes to show to your clubs like Burnley and Sheffield United and Luton especially, because Luton's below us in the table at the moment. It just goes to show that the Championship's not an easy league at all. And Luton's our next home game, coincidentally. So
good point about Luton. Yeah, what do you think about Luton, Davey? They've been bad, haven't they, Luton Town? Have they surprised you?
I mean, they haven't lost many players from the Premier League either. I mean, they've still got the same strike force.
Aye.
The only main one that's gone from Luton is Ogbene. He's joined Ipswich this season, and
the midfield player from Everton. The midfield player from the Premier League, what do they call him again?
I don't know which.
2 seconds, my daughter's just shouting. Just carry on, lads.
It's not Barkley, because he's gone back to Villa.
Barkley, yeah, he's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'll have a look, because I've got the squad on my phone up in the moment. Victor Moses is there. Andros Townsend is there. There's a few. Jordan Clark. Mpanzu's still there. Nakamba. So yeah, they still got some of their players from last season, obviously. And then up front, they still got Carlton Morris. They still got Adebayo. But there's a few that ended up leaving them this summer. Actually, no. I'm wrong about Townsend, because he's just joined a team out of nowhere, I think, as a free agent today, called Antalyaspor. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. But others like Ogbene's gone to Ipswich. McAtee's gone to Bolton. Barkley's gone back to Villa. But they've hardly signed anyone, Luton. They've hardly brought anyone in.
They must have loads of money.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's interesting, because I'm actually surprised with how they started, because I actually thought they'd finish highest this season out of the 3 relegated clubs. I thought they'd be the strongest side this time, and they nearly stayed up last season in the Premier League, and they didn't. But they've started awfully. So if us and Luton are still winless going into that home park game against them, that's our best chance to potentially beat them. I think, though, I personally think that if we do beat Luton at the end of September, it might cost Rob Edwards his job at the club.
Aye.
But I'm not sure. It depends. It depends how we do this month. To be honest, I know we're 22nd at the moment, and we haven't looked exactly like great compared to other clubs, but the performances do say otherwise. Apart from the first game when we got battered 4-0 by Sheffield Wednesday, that we can write off already, because they outclassed us.
That was a bad performance, but I've looked at your other 3 performances, and there hasn't been nothing in it.
That's what I mean. Like they haven't been that bad. Like, we've already tried to learn from that disastrous opening day at Wednesday, and they paid the price on Wednesday anyway, because they thought they were going to do really well after the first game, and then he got back 4-0 by you guys, second game of the season. So it just goes to show that you can't underestimate anyone in the Championship.
No.
I'm just gonna catch up on some of the on the chat and stuff from people. Topsy T says, evening lads. Gary Hoyle says, I know everyone is expecting us to win, but we are Sunderland, and for the U, I think he's a few Sunderland fans saying like, look, it's on the day how you perform. It's league table. Yeah, positions do sort of look good, but it is on the day who wants it the most. Jim Nesbitt says, little known fact, Regis Labrie transformed young attacker Dango Outra at Lorient 2 years ago. Value went from 1 million to 20 million in 6 months. He says, I'm sure his coaching has accelerated development of Mundell and Mayenda. Gary Hoyle says, younger supporters expect the unexpected. Jim Nesbitt says, wish Plymouth luck apart from against us, he says, but think you have a better team than your position suggests. What do you think what Jim's just saying there then? He says you've got a better team than what you positioned so far.
I do kind of agree with him, to be fair. So yeah, no, second game after Wednesday, we had Hull at home. We should have beaten them. We absolutely dominated them. We just it was clinicalness that let us down. We drew 1-1. Sissoko was superb on the day. He's our new signing, Ibrahim Sissoko. He's under 23s at the moment now in the Netherlands. But Hull scored a screamer out of nowhere. I think it was from Coyle, and that's what got them the points. But on another day, he would have either had a sitter or they would have had so many chances and they would fail to put it in the net, and we would have won the game. And we dominated them as well. And it's just part of football, and it just goes to show that you can take your chance anytime you like, and you never know, it could end up in the back of the net. And that's exactly what Hull did when they came down to Home Park. Then we had QPR after that. We drew 1-1. I was very happy after that because we went down to 9 men, both red cards, I can't lie. I'll be the first to admit that. QPR scored in like the space of like 2 minutes from their new striker, Michael Frey, who they've signed to replace Lyndon Dykes. And ever since Michael Frey scored, we attacked instantly for a reply. Whittaker ended up getting that for us. He got the goal for us. Forshaw's red card was straight after Whittaker's equaliser. But the reason why QPR battered us after that Whittaker goal was because we went down to 10 men for most of the game, then 9 game. If anything, it was a defensive masterclass performance from our defence. And our keeper, Connor Hazard, was the man of the match from the game. He is the reason why we didn't lose at Loftus Road a few weeks ago. And it was a defensive masterclass. So it was a brilliant point in London, that day in West London. Brilliant point to take into the game against Stoke 2 weeks ago. And even our defeat against Stoke last time out, it wasn't that bad. Like, the defence had a good game. The goalie had a good game, although Hazard's now injured for a few months now because he sustained injury during that Stoke game. So we're going to be starting our number 2, Daniel Grimshaw, tomorrow. Who we started at Watford in the Cup, and he did have a howler at Watford, but apart from that one howler, he had a really good performance. He had some of his saves were unbelievable, and that's getting me really excited on what he can bring tomorrow. And also, on news of that, because that Connor Hazard's now injured for 3 months till December, our number 1 this is, we've now signed a number 3, Marco Morosi from Shrewsbury, free agent, and he's now our third choice keeper, basically, if Grimshaw ends up picking up an injury as well.
I've seen that today, you got the keeper. And
I rated Morosi at his time at Shrewsbury in League One as well, so I'm actually pretty happy with the signing, to be honest, considering that most of our transfer window this summer has been us being linked with a lot of players in the EFL, like Macaulay, Langstaff and Herbie Kane, and we never got them because clubs like Huddersfield and Birmingham just offered more money like that, and then that was it. They got him, so it was just one of those. Macaulay Langstaff was a difficult one, though, because we were interested in him. Then he said in a press conference that Notts County, he wanted to take Notts County up this season in League Two, and then out of nowhere, Millwall signed him. So it just goes to show the randomness of football, really. But yeah, the only thing that let us down in that Stoke game was our attack. They all had a poor game because they just couldn't finish for their lives. The defence and midfield and goalie, though, had a brilliant game. And that's got me confident going into tomorrow in a way as well. But I'm just hoping now that after that Stoke game, Rooney has given whole attack during training sessions on how to shoot properly. Because at this rate, I take him as player manager at this point to play tomorrow. So, but no, it'll be interesting to see. I do think we'll lose tomorrow, but that's just me. That's just me hoping I'm wrong because I know what the championship's like.
Well, I mean, you're on
It was
about.
the same last
play-
season. Do you remember? Do you guys remember our win against Leicester last season at home, the 1-0
Yeah.
in April?
Yeah.
Everyone thought we'd lose that game. I said it'd be a draw, and we were superb and beat them and had a defensive masterclass as well. It just shows the randomness of the championship. And Leicester were top of the league as well when it happened, and it was a massive result into our staying up at this point. So yeah. So it just shows it can happen. And the first win's going to come eventually. I just don't know when. I just hope it doesn't take until like game week 10 or 11. Otherwise, Rooney's going to be under pressure. And that's where I'm going to be a little concerned. But if we can get it tomorrow, it'll be a massive boost going into our season. So we'll see what happens.
Will the new midfield player be playing tomorrow?
New midfield player.
Like foreign name.
Which one?
He's a foreign player. They said he's like a new player.
Rami Al-Haj, the attacking midfielder, who we've signed we've signed him to hopefully be our Finn Azaz replacement, who's obviously now at Middlesbrough. But well, I'm hoping we start him tomorrow because I want to see what he's made out of. To be fair, but the other only confidence I have going into tomorrow is that the last time you guys came down to Home Park, we did win 2-0, Azaz and Whittaker. So just depends if we can do that now. The time before that was, if you guys remember, the 0-0 in League One, where the playoff battle, the 0-0, where both of us couldn't finish for our lives that day.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not a huge fan of our record against Sunderland because I will say this, though. I'm glad it's not at the Stadium of Light tomorrow because we never do well at the Stadium of Light. The only time we've done well at the Stadium of Light was during COVID season in League One in 2021. As far as I can remember, so I'm glad it's at home tomorrow.
And what system will you play tomorrow?
Probably be the same as what we did against Stoke. What was it? I think it was a 4-3-3. Let me just double check.
While you have a look at that, I'm just going to read some more comments on the chat.
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. You play.
Yeah. And these play out from the back?
Do we play it out from the back? Well, I think it just depends on who we're facing, really. So it's just like it really depends on who we're facing. When we had Shuey as manager, we were more of an attacking team because we had like 3 at the back and 2 wing backs. Whereas now, when we have 4 at the back, it's kind of a bit different, if that makes sense. But it just depends on who we're playing, to be honest.
I'm just going to go on the chat here. Topsy T says, I lived and worked down Plymouth for 12 years. He says, Argyle is my second team. Lovely city, amazing people. Very similar to Sunderland in a lot of aspects. Hate it when we play each other, as hate to choose. Says Topsy T.
But it's the same as what people up northeast are going to rate with our fan base. It's why I rate you guys so much for the fan base as well, because we're both on opposite ends of the country and we both travel in our numbers so well as well. Yeah. I mean, obviously for you guys, it's more expected because you're up there with like the 11th or 12th biggest club in the country or something. But like, it doesn't matter. Sunderland and Newcastle are the opposite end of us, Exeter, and then Ipswich and Norwich the other way. And we all do well in our numbers, really.
Gabby just says, Luton haven't woken up in the fact they're now in the AFL Championship. Dortmund says, Sissoko looked a tidy player against Wednesday, and that was in a 4-0 loss. So he does look like a player, says Dortmund.
Yeah, well, wait, which player you on about?
Sissoko?
Oh, Sissoko, yeah. Well, he was the one player that turned up against Wednesday on that opening day.
Yeah.
Galloway and Gibson didn't have a bad game either, to be fair, but everyone else that day was on kick. So, it's just one of those, really. And to be fair, in a way, I know we were really bad, but in a way, the result didn't surprise me, and I wasn't as angry as I should be. Because, yes, although we were shocking, We never, Hillsborough's another football ground we never do well at. Like, we always see, we've now lost at Hillsborough, like, the last 4 seasons we faced Sheffield Wednesday. So it doesn't surprise me either. And they have a honking record at home park. So I hope we thrash them when they come down in March.
Our big bogey teams, without a doubt, and you'll agree, Davey, it's Swansea City and Coventry. We never, ever seem to do well against Coventry and Swansea City. And I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just, we just never seem to turn up against them teams. It's weird.
You don't have a good relationship with Coventry, do you? Because of that,
No.
it was that game, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jimmy Hill, didn't he fix something, or he delayed the delayed the game or something?
Delayed the game till he heard Sunderland's result, and then they just played out a draw.
That's right. They were passing the ball back with each other, and they just
I do want to say this, though. A massive thank you to you guys for your last game, by the way, because you absolutely outclassed the team I can't stand the most in the Championship this season. So, much appreciated. I can't stand Portsmouth, so there we go.
They were our rivals, Davey, weren't they? When we were in Division 1, they were like a thorn in our side. Obviously, the beat us in the
Checker Trade Trophy.
Checker Trade Trophy on penalties, and they came up here at the Stadium of Light. I think the Drew was at 1-1 or something, and they were hauling missiles down from the top, causing hell on. The fans were just chucking missiles.
The thing is, every season they say that we make up a rivalry with them when we actually don't. They absolutely loaf us. We're up there with one of their second most hated clubs behind Southampton. They've smashed Home Park before, and second of all, we've been in nearly the same leagues over the last decade now, in League Two all the way up to the Championship now. And we're both South Coast clubs. They say they're not that they don't care about us, but they really do. They cannot stand us. It's always a big game when we play them, and I see them personally as our second biggest rivals behind, obviously, Exeter. So there we are. This season, obviously, because Exeter's in League One, this season for me it would be Pompey and Bristol City, because Bristol City forms our West Country game of the Championship season. If I had to choose a third, it would probably be Stoke, only because of, Shuey being there right now and all that. Preston was up there, but Preston not as much now since Ryan Lowe's no longer their manager.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the incident a few years ago when Luke O'Nien fell into the stands at Portsmouth and one of their fans?
I remember that. And there were Pompey fans going around after him or something, wasn't they? I remember that. I do remember that. And
then we got Portsmouth again in the bloody playoffs. I
remember that as well. You knocked them out. I remember it. We went down that season. We got relegated to League Two on goal difference. It was a pain in the arse that season.
Chris Maguire scored the only goal at the Stadium of Light, and it was a very nervy 0-0 down there.
I remember it. We had Scunthorpe on the last day, who were already relegated, and you guys had Southend, and we needed you guys to beat Southend to keep us up and relegate Southend, but Southend won at the end, and we also won. It wasn't enough at the end, and then I can't remember what result Wimbledon had, but it was Wimbledon's goal difference that kept them up and sent us down. So that was that. It was really tight between the three of us on the last day.
Topsy T says, "Is Guzz's goalkeeper injured?" Is he talking about you there?
Yeah, Connor Hazard's
injured. Connor Hazard's injured. Yeah, Peter.
I know Patterson will start for you guys tomorrow, and we know what he's like. We faced him in League One as well back in the day.
Yeah, he's coming on, Patterson. We were just saying how many of our players, Davey, are filling out.
He hasn't had a shot to save in 4 games.
Yeah.
He hasn't saved a shot in 4 games, has he, Stuart?
Hasn't done a thing. His player ratings have been 1, while everybody else has been 9, because he's just sat there done now.
Right.
Who would you guys say right now is your strongest player right now for Sunderland? So it just keeps me an eye for tomorrow.
Oh, we've got a few. Put this way.
I've seen your strike attack looks good. Mundo and Mayenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see a big difference tomorrow compared to the side that you played last season.
Yeah.
Because we'll press really high in packs. They'll try and get you on the edge of the box, and both of our fullbacks always end up in the box for crosses and headers.
Dennis Serkin and Ballard.
And that's the other thing. Like, even when we won 2-0 last season at Home Park, I thought Daniel Ballard had a cracker of a game. Like, he's the reason why Hardy didn't score last season at home. Hardy scored our goal against Sunderland in the away game at the Stadium of Light when we went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And then that first half was so good, but then the second half we capitulated, and that's what costed us the game.
It was a strange.
And Jack Clark just had a masterclass second half, so that was that as well.
Yeah, he's now obviously an Ipswich Town player.
He is. Well, this is the other thing I'm thinking in my head right now about Sunderland. If it does happen, if you do go up this season, or at least get playoffs, I will say this: if you do, your club is going to remind me of Villa in a way when they sold Grealish for 100 million. They've become a better team without him. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Good. Jack? Have you seen Chris Rigg play?
Yeah, no, he's underrated. I know he'll play tomorrow as well.
He's out of this world, like.
You know who else will play tomorrow? Will be your new signing, Alan Brown, who you signed from Preston, and he's a former Ryan Lowe man, so I have a feeling he'll be up tomorrow.
He might play, mind you, he might not, because our skipper's back from suspension. Dan Neil's back from suspension, so he might play instead of Brown.
Who's your skipper again?
Dan Neil.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm just going to catch up on some of the chat as well here, so don't want to leave any of the guys out on here. Peter Lesbriel says, I'm going for a draw tomorrow.
Would I take that?
Would you be happy with a point, Davey?
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
No,
I rate that. I don't know. For me, I don't know. Like, I think for me, it depends on how others round the bottom do. But I'm one of those that I'd rather win the home games and draw the away games. And over the years, as an Argyle fan, we're known for doing so much better at Home Park than we are away on the turf. And especially like start of last season and throughout the year we won League One, we've been so impeccable for our home form, and that's what I want us to bring back this season. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm one of those where I'd rather take a point away from home than at a home game. So I think for me, I'd only take a point tomorrow depending on how the game goes. So, for example, if we were 2-0 down for most of the game and we came back to draw 2-2, I'd take it. But if we were 2-3-0 up for most of the game and we bottled a 2-0, 3-0 lead, I'd be fuming. So it's just one of those, really.
Yeah. Will Barley Mumba play tomorrow?
Yeah, he should do. He should do. Well, you guys have a soft spot for him, don't you? Because he used to play for something.
Oh, aye. We brought him up.
Good luck.
He'll be up for it tomorrow.
Mumba should be playing tomorrow, and then
Jim Nesbitt says, sorry, carry on.
I'm just saying, who'll be centre forward? Richard Hardy or?
It'll be Ryan Hardy, yeah, probably.
Right.
I reckon our front four tomorrow is going to be Hardy, Whittaker, Sissoko, and our new midfielder Rami Al Hajj. I hope we drop. I hope we drop JB tomorrow because I really don't think he's been good enough so far this season, and I just feel like Rooney has a lot of trust in him at the moment, which I do get because we did have him on loan from Leeds at the end of last season as well, and I thought he was really promising under Foster and then under Kevin Nance-Kibble at the end of the season. But so far this season, he looks a different player, and it's a shame because I really want him to do well, obviously, but I hope we don't start him tomorrow, but I wouldn't be shocked if we do. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Jim Nesbitt says, we have Regis Labrie and Plymouth have Rooney, so no contest. Dear me. Tony Hunt.
Well, it's not just Sunderland fan. It's what most CFL fans are saying at the moment. This is why I'm just hoping that.
Yeah, I know.
This is why, in a way, I'm kind of, happy that everyone's under predicting us because we have this sort of mentality where so many people write us off and then we somehow prove them wrong, like we did with the Leicester game last season, and predictions last season where there was a few people that had us to go down and we ended up staying up. So that's that, and it's the same again this season. I just don't know whether so many people are predicting us to go down. I know one of the reasons will be from people will be Rooney being the manager, obviously, but like there's other people out there who have just not even looked at the squads and all that, and have just immediately predicted both us and Oxford to go down just because we're the two smallest clubs in the league. But it just doesn't work like that. Oxford's had a brilliant start to the season, so we play them in December. I'm going to be bricking it. Although my only positive with playing Oxford is that we have a very good record against them, but because we're both in the Championship now, it might be a different game. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, Tony Huntons just says about we've discussed Dan Neil, should he come straight back in and that. Kev Atkinson says, Davey, father, where was your professional lighting?
I didn't. It was a rush job. You'll not recognise us on Monday, Stuart. I've got a new light and a new backdrop. My son's bought it.
Fantastic. Brilliant. SGS says there is a certain section of media and fans that are taking this game for granted. They just look at Rooney's previous management career and think we will automatically win. I don't think that. I don't know about other fans, but you've got to be careful. Well, of course you can. I mean, you're not... Look, you're not... Nobody has the right to win any game. You've got to earn it. No, I keep saying that in every game. You've got to earn that win. And it's like any team. If you go in a game thinking like this is going to be a rollover, you'll not win it. It's as simple as that.
Stuart, the simple fact is, if Sunderland turn up like they have the last 4 games, they'll definitely win. But if we don't, we'll be in trouble like any Championship game.
Absolutely.
Look, I predicted us to finish 16th at the start of this season, so and it could still very much happen. So that's that really, and I take it as well. With how you guys have played so far, I've probably got you lot wrong already. I said 18th. I can't lie for Sunderland, and I only said that because I wasn't sure. Similar to Rooney, I wasn't sure how Regis would do this season, and obviously with the news about Clark leaving, and more for me that I knew how badly you guys ended last season, so I wasn't sure whether you were going to take that into this season so far. But you lot are proving me wrong already. Like you look fantastic at the moment, so interested to see what happens. Now I had Blackburn, Derby, and Watford to go down, and at the moment none of them look like they're going down. So it'll be again. No, it's a long season. It's only been 4 games. It's still a very long season.
Gary Hoyle says I have a soft spot for Argyle as my in-laws live in Brixham.
Oh yeah. No, that's not far from National League South Club Torquay, former EFL club to be fair. So
and Topsy T says, "Ha, love the Dockyard Derby. Love it when Guz beat Pompey."
Honestly, no. It's there's a lot of people that support Plymouth and Portsmouth who say that only the media hype it, but it's not true. There's so many people from both fan bases that hype up the game, and I know it because not just because of the games I've attended to over the years between the two clubs, but also like I went to uni in Southampton, and I went to a few neutral Portsmouth games just for like my projects and all that, and they all said to me, one of my best friends supports Portsmouth, and he tells me every week how much he freaking hates the Argyle. So they do care. They say they don't, but they genuinely do care. So. And I know it as well. So yeah, no, it's honestly, it is for me personally, it's the biggest game of our season. Like when we play them on Bonfire Night, and I'm about to say this now, what a freaking day to choose us to play them is Bonfire Night. I'm going to be making my video of the episode on YouTube, editing and all that, and I'm just going to be hyping it up all day, and it's a nighttime kickoff as well. So I am going to be hyping it up. And then the away game at Fratton Park is on a Wednesday night in March. So what more could you ask for? It'll be the same thing again.
Fantastic.
I'm going to hype both games up, definitely. Absolutely, because I know it's our biggest game, either Portsmouth or Bristol City, but I prefer the Pompey games just because of like the last few years and all that. And I feel like they hate us more than Bristol City hate us. So that's that as well. Plus Bristol City, I know there's other clubs they hate way more than us, like your Cardiffs and Swanseas, and obviously Bristol Rovers and other clubs like Swindon that's all around them. Whereas Portsmouth are similar to us. Like, they don't really have many clubs around them, if that makes sense. Like, the main two that's around them are like Southampton, Bournemouth, and Brighton. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
Just kind of catch up on some more chat, and then we'll have a good old crack on again. Ken Walton, the member of the channel, says, "Good evening, guys. Sorry I missed Monday night. Keep up the good crack. Great show." Topsy T says, "Our Chris Rigg is the one to watch." Gary Hoyle's going for 3-0 Sunderland. Colin Major, we have got to always respect our opponents, unless it's Newcastle, of course. Rigg could be dropped. We've got other options, and Rigg has had international games. Jim Nesbitt says, Regis Labrie will ensure players aren't complacent and they will not want to get in his bad books. He's relentless and team will know they have to perform. Hello, DJ Sizzler. What's an hour use? His Sunderland will win. Who's better, Greg's Cornish pasties Sunderland win? Who's better? Greg's Cornish pasties and Cornish pasties. I don't know what he's on about there.
I think he's on about like Greg, the way Greg's do their Cornish passes and how local pasty companies do.
Oh, right. Sorry,
I have to, as a die-hard Cornishman, I have to choose the local ones. I have to.
Yeah.
I do like a Greg's. I do like a Greg's.
Cornish
I have
pasty.
to check the local shops. I have to.
They're like bin lids.
Yeah.
They are the massive. I've had a few.
I bet your friend from Plymouth hasn't heard of a Savaloy dip.
No, you never.
I haven't. Well, I will say this. When I went to Sunderland in February, it's for the 3-1, obviously, and my first time going to the Stadium of Light. Have you guys ever been to a pub in South Shields called the Marston Grotto?
Oh,
yeah.
Mate, it's so good. Me and my mate Nigel, we went up there before the game, and honestly, it's the best setting I could ask for start a video for the away day, because you had like the cliff dropping down, the lift going down to the pub. It was so good. I really enjoyed Sunderland as an away day. I stayed in the northeast that weekend as well. Like it's a cracker of an away day, and it does. I can't lie, doing that away day does make me want to do your arch rivals one day up the A1 in Newcastle, but.
Yeah,
Frick knows when we're next going to play them. I hope we get them in the FA Cup. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, and I bet you all the supporters was nice to you.
Yeah, well, we had a few Sunderland fans in our pub, the Green Tavern, last season, and I spoke to a few. So it was they're lovely bunch, honestly. So honestly, it's a brilliant away day, the Stadium of Light. I do enjoy it. I do really enjoy it.
And what did you think about the stadium?
It's massive. It's gigantic.
Yeah.
I'm just taking this call. It's just the wife on the phone. Just 2 seconds, guys. Carry on.
That's all right. It's a bigger stadium. It's a bigger stadium than my second favorite football club. So that's that.
Yeah.
It just shows how massive it is.
Yeah. Well, it's improved this season. It's got a brand new pitch.
Oh, okay.
It's got the best PA system in the country.
Yeah.
It's got the best floodlights of all the floodlights have been renewed. So it's looking good.
It doesn't surprise me. Like, it's one of the biggest in the country. And, after tomorrow, you guys have got your Teesweir derby next week against the Borough.
Live on Sky.
Yeah, not surprised. Well, if it's on a different day to us, because we got West Brom away next week. If it's on a different day to Argyle, I might stream it, to be honest, because I do some championship streams when I do.
Yeah. Are you playing on the Sunday?
No, we're playing on Saturday.
How's this 12:30 kickoff?
Oh, you 12:30 kickoff? Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. No, I've just seen it. Sunday's a Lancashire game between Preston and Blackburn.
Right.
But yeah, after you guys, we've got West Brom away, then we've got Luton at home, then we've got Burnley away. A new away day, that'll be for me as well. I've never done Burnley, so that'll be a new one. Then Blackburn at home after that. Then we've got Cardiff away. Then we've got Millwall away. Then Preston at home. And then November, we kick off November with Leeds away, and then our biggest game, Portsmouth at home. So,
yeah.
Well, November's the month I'm looking forward to most because first of all, we kick off November with a freaking trip to Leeds, and that's an away day everyone looks forward to. First of all, so there's that, and then straight after Leeds, we have Portsmouth, who's our biggest game of the season, and then after Portsmouth, we have Derby, who are predicted to be down there with us. So that's going to be a massive game as well.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Rooney's old club. Rooney's old club.
Yeah, and Rooney's old club. So that'll be a feisty game, I reckon, because of that.
Yeah.
We won there last time we went. The year we went up, Derby away. We beat Derby both times. We actually have a good record against them, so I'm hoping it continues this season.
Yeah.
So,
and what will the gate be tomorrow?
Wait, what? Sorry.
What will the gate be tomorrow? How many will be in the ground?
Probably be a full house. I know Sunderland have sold out, so I can imagine. I can imagine a usual 17,000. So that's what I can imagine, really. Yeah. That home park's capacity is about 17,500, so it should be around that.
Oh, good. Should be a good atmosphere, eh?
Yeah, well, our home atmosphere, it is very good on its day. It just depends on... It's a bit similar to you guys at the Stadium of Light. It just depends on the game and who it is. Like, there's games like where we're absolutely rocking, and there's other games where we're just not quite ourselves. We're a bit similar to you guys for this. We're much better with noise away from home than at home, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I really rated your away fans last season, but at the Stadium of Light last season, I thought most of the noise was coming from us until you guys scored in the second half when Clark had his masterclass, of course. But a lot of home fans at home have been like that, really. So it just depends on the game, really. The loudest football ground I've ever been to, and this pains me to say because I hate them, but the loudest football club I've ever been to has actually been Portsmouth, coincidentally. It
was last week when Sunderland played them. It was rocking like.
Yeah. Well, just last week just gone when you beat
last week, yeah, it was rocking.
Or did you watch it from the TV?
No, I just watched it on the telly.
Oh, fair enough.
You could hear it and you could see like it was a good atmosphere.
Do you mainly do the home games, I take it, then?
I go to the home games, but I watch the away games on the telly, on the stick,
Fair enough. And there's a lot of football fans that are like that. Like, they're not huge fans of travelling, but they'll do the home games anytime because it's like it's their hometown and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm a madman, Dave. I'm obsessed with my travelling. I'd go anywhere in the country. I freaking love it. So,
sorry about that, guys. The wife's away for the weekend, so she just wanted to see how me and the kids were.
I was just saying to Dave that next week you got the closest you got to a derby next week, the Teesweir derby against Borough.
Yeah,
they trounced us last time at the Stadium of Light as well.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
Thanks to Dan Neil getting sent off. It was 0-0 up to that point, and we were looking good.
Yeah.
I got one of my streaming partners from other football clubs. He's a Middlesbrough fan, and he can't stand you lot. So he's literally messaged me all week just saying about tomorrow, going, please beat them. I'm like, we'll try.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that we've got a Premier League refereeing tomorrow.
Oh, we do as well. We do. That'll be interesting. Yeah.
Will he be waiting for VAR?
Yeah, I mean, it'll happen one day. I'll get the VAR in a game. I'd hate it, but there we are.
Yeah.
It will happen when we eventually make the Prem. So that's that.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, really. But yeah, no, I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm not confident, but I am excited. I am excited.
Yeah, it'll be a good game.
What the championship's all about at the end of the day.
I love it, mate. I like watching championship games more than the Premier League.
A lot of people do, to be fair. A lot of people do, honestly.
I'm sick of the Premier League. When there's a goal, you wait 5 minutes to know if it's a goal.
Oh, kills it, doesn't it?
Kills it.
the Premier League's just too money-ridden these days. It's just nowhere near the same game as it was when I was a kid. I mean, I do follow the Premier League and every football league in this country if I can on a weekly basis and all that. And well, the Premier League especially because my dad's a Chelsea fan, so they are my second club because of that. But I just know how money-stricken the Prem is now these days. It's point. Like even like the ticket prices and season ticket prices, like they're just mental at this point.
Ridiculous,
You almost get bored with it with the Premier League, don't you? It's getting that repetitive for the same teams winning stuff all the time.
Well, we do now. We do get bored with it now because Man City have won it 3 in a row now, haven't they? 4 in a row, and they don't look like they're stopping at the moment. So,
just going to read some more chat to you guys. Topsy T says, DJ Sizzler Watson, as a MACKEM that's lived in Goes, I will concede that the Janners make Oggy's pasties better than we do. Jim Nesbitt says, do they have cheesy chips in Plymouth?
They should do. They should. Well, you guys are Northerners. You're better at making pies than we are, so that's that really. So it's always pies in the north and pasties in the south.
Yeah.
I mean, cheesy chips is massive because I'm from Sunderland, born and bred, but I live near Carlisle now, and I don't know why they say cheesy chips is a Sunderland
I've been
thing.
to Carlisle. It's a lovely city. I've never been to a game there, but it's a lovely city, and I have visited the ground and all that. I do want to do an away day there one day.
It's a nice little city. It is. But I don't know why they associate cheesy chips with Sunderland because every town city I've been in, there's cheesy chips there. I've no idea.
If we do go down this season, I do hope Carlisle get promoted so we can actually do that next season in League One. So I take it.
That'll not happen, Jack. Carlisle is not gonna.
Yeah, but they're not doing good though, are they?
Yeah, that's the longest on paper, isn't it? To travel. Carlisle.
It's the third longest.
Carlisle, is it?
Third longest behind Newcastle and Sunderland. Newcastle and Sunderland break the 400-mile barrier.
No,
Topsy T says need to taste an ivory Judy pasty. Whatever
They're
that
good.
is.
They're very good. They're very good. I take it he's going to the game tomorrow.
Could be. Gary Hall says Borough is not a derby, it's just another game. I presume he's seen as a small club in Yorkshire.
Sunderland Middlesbrough is similar to us versus Portsmouth, isn't it? Like I swear there's a few people that just don't care about the game, and then there's others that really do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he says that SJ says Borough's derby is Leeds, the Mags are our rivals. Gary Hall says let's only the Borough fans, that's class. It's a derby. D Hall says great guest, plenty to say. So D Hall says we've got a good guest here, plenty to say. That's great.
Yeah, excellent guest.
Absolutely fantastic. Yep, Gary Hoyle. It's only the
He knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about.
That's what we want.
I know what I know. I know what I know.
Yeah.
It's all right, Gary. SJ says, I bet you those 115 charges will stop Man City. Of course, that gets underway on Monday.
Oh, it does. It does. Well, if we stay up and they get relegated to the Championship because of the 115 charges, I'll take it because that's another away day to tick off then at this point.
Oh, I can't see that. Then. So what does your ground hold again now in Plymouth then?
We're 17,000, 18,000 home park.
Have you always been at home park then?
Yeah, ever since the club was formed.
But you have had the ground refurbished though, haven't you? You've had it like...
Yeah, we have. Because when we got relegated from League 1 to League 2 back in 2019, the ground back then looked so much different to what it does now. Like when COVID happened, that's when the ground's completely refurbished, and honestly, it looks so much better now than it used to do. And I'm proud of it. It looks so much better now. It looks so much more argyle-y, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's the industry like in Plymouth then? Is it the employment status? You got what's the big employers down there, big factories, or?
I was going to say industries.
We've got Nissan, Sunderland, and that, you know.
Sports, but in terms of companies, the only company I know that's headquarters in Plymouth is the Range. That's about it. The Range is a Plymouth company.
Is it really?
Yeah, no, I'm not joking. It's Plymouth Company, the range.
They need telling off because they've got the Christmas decorations in already. Yep, we're back on.
Oh, okay. I thought I lost connection then for a minute. I was just going to say, no, the other company that's near Plymouth, it's about 7, 8, 9, 10 miles to the northwest. It's in a town in Cornwall called Callington. It's where, do you know the pasty company Ginsters?
Why, aye.
That's literally headquarters there. It's right on the border between Cornwall and Devon, which is where Plymouth is. And since Callington's a Plymouth post town, it's pretty much seen as a Plymouth company at this point.
Aye, spot on. Aye, Dave, I can see you coming back on it.
Ginsters have sponsored Argyle for years now as well, so there's that too.
Yeah.
Your camera's gone off, Davey. I don't know if it's coming back on or not. I think Discord must have just froze for a second there. We can still hear you though, Dave.
Aye.
It's just like.
Oh, well, looking forward to the match tomorrow.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. There's nothing more I look forward to than a match day. So that's that, really.
You're welcome to come back on our show on Monday and talk about the after effects, whether you've won 4-0 or.
Oh, absolutely. Like, well, I'll let you know what I'm doing, and if I got nothing on, then yeah, it should be good. And it's the same with it's the same with you guys. If you guys want to send a video clip to me tomorrow of your thoughts on the game or something tomorrow night, then I'll add it into my video.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever if you ever do any lives, we could join you at some point and have a crack on and that. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah, I mean, we can do, but like I said, if you guys do want to make my vlog tomorrow, then tomorrow night for your thoughts on the game, feel free to send me a video and I'll add it to the edit and edit it, and then when it uploads, it uploads.
Good.
Fantastic. So just before we head off, what's your prediction tomorrow?
My prediction, I've said 3-1 Sunderland. I do think we'll score first, though, but I think Sunderland will get momentum in the second half. I think it'll be the same as Stadium of Light last season. But that's just me hoping I'm wrong, though. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know where you're coming from. Davey, what do you say?
2-0. 2-0 to Sunderland. 1 in each off.
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't surprise me.
Colin Major, great crack, Jack, says Gary. Colin Major says, Jack, the next time you're in Sunderland, you've got to have Savoy with peas pudding in a stotty cake.
I'll have to give it a try.
Yeah, you'll love it.
What time you heading to the game tomorrow? What time do you set off?
Well, I mean, I live in Plymouth now, so it's literally around the corner from me, so I'll probably set my alarm for like 10 a.m. and then just go from there. I get there earlier, though, because, one, I try and get things for my video and all that, and second of all, I work at Argyle's Turnstiles as well, so there's that as well, which is even more of a bonus.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, well, anyway.
So, yeah, it's not bad at all. But, yeah, no, I will say this, though. I know I've said 3-1 Sunderland, but I will say this, though. I do think it can go either way. Like, I really think it could be a win, a draw, for us. So just depends on how Rooney and the players respond now after, well, having an international break and all that, really. So, yeah, be interesting to see. But if we do win, then it's a massive confidence booster going into next week, because next week we got second in the league away from home, West Brom, and we don't have a great record there. We did get a 0-0, though, there last season, though. It was a brilliant performance. So West Brom away next week will be one of those games where I'll happily take a point, and if we do, then I'm laughing.
Fantastic. Yeah. Just before we go, then, do you want to just give your channel a little plug, mate?
Yeah, sure, mate. Yeah, so it's called Cornish Janner, and you know what AFTV do for Arsenal? That's what I'm trying to become for Plymouth, basically. Fantastic. On that line. So yeah, it's called Cornish Janner. Next to it says Plymouth Fan TV. So whenever we win, you'll see me in a very happy mood, and whenever we lose, you'll see me ranting and raging, which rival fans will be obsessed with and love it. So there we go.
So there we go, guys. Go across and give the guy a subscribe if you want to follow what he's done.
that's what it's all about, I guess. And it's just
Absolutely.
about being passionate at the end of the day.
And I just mentioned I've got my Facebook page is the MACKEM CABBIE, and another good page as well as Sunderland Till I Die. I'm currently on admin on there, and I do a lot of videos on there and help them out. But great guy that runs that page, so just thought I'd mention that as well. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I've enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it, Dave?
Nah, no worries,
Yeah,
guys.
brilliant.
Hey,
And a smashing guest.
Before I go, I was just going to say, is this going to get put on somewhere, just out of interest?
It's on the YouTube channel.
Oh, it's on YouTube
MACKEM
now. I
CABBIE.
didn't realise.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't
live
realise.
on YouTube.
I never knew YouTube and Discord linked like that. That's clever.
Yeah, it did. Yes, Pet. Yes, darling. Yeah. YouTube. Well, it's OBS.
Jack, when you come off, you'll be able to go on YouTube and watch the whole show.
Oh, nice one. I'll have a look at it then. No, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Well then, good luck tomorrow. Enjoy.
Cheers, guys. Good luck to you guys too.
Kneel up tomorrow, but all the best for the rest of the season.
Oh, no, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. I do appreciate
that.
Great
See you all later. Enjoy the game.
Thanks for coming on, Davey, lad.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Jack. Enjoy tomorrow, pal.
I'll try. I will if we win.
Thanks for coming on, mate. You take care.
No worries, guys. Catch you later. Have a good one.
Mate. Ta-ra. He was canny Dave, wasn't he?
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Enjoyed tonight.
Enjoyed it, mate.
I know it's late, Davey. Thanks for coming on, mate. I do
no bother. He's a nice lad, him, Stuart. Nice lad.
Good lad. That's what we want. It's not usually this late, but because he had things on, he says he could only come on at that time, you see. So
yeah, brilliant. That was really kind of him.
Enjoyed tonight, Dave. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Right, I'll see you tomorrow, mate.
Aye. Good night, Davey. Thanks a lot, mate.
Good night, son. Good night.
Mate. Ta-ra. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in as well. I'll say a good night to you all. And cheers for everybody who's been on the channel. I've thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I'm going to chill out for 10 minutes and we'll catch you later. And I'll do a review for the video for the Plymouth game tomorrow morning. With a bit